Hi, my name is Bibarel Gaming and I am the self-proclaimed best Nuzlocker in the Philippines. Today, I'll be showing you how I beat the Fire Red Pokemon League using only unevolved Pokemon and under hardcore Nuzlocke rules. For those of you who are unfamiliar how hardcore Nuzlocke works, the rules are simple. Unlike later generations, Fire Red does not have a lot of reliable held items and the likes of Choice Band and Choice Specs are not accessible throughout the story. This makes it one of the hardest games to Nuzlocke, especially without evolution. Fire Red also employs the Gen 3 mechanic, meaning there is no physical or special split. For this run, I banned Pokemon that are already overpowered even in their pre-evolved forms. This includes Scyther, Chansey, Tauros, Electabuzz, Kangaskhan, and Snorlax. Our final team is composed of Bidoof the Rattata, Magnibib the Magnemite, Bib Helix the Omanite, Bing the Coughing, Bibarel Z the Porygon, and Bidabra the Abra. Each of these Pokemon were obtained on different locations as the first encounter. First on our list is Lorelei, the Ice-type specialist. She leads with Dugong, while I lead with Rattata. I pre-poisoned the Rattata to activate its Guts ability and increase my attack. I outspeed the Dugong and one-shot it with the Guts boosted Stop Facade. Next up is Cloyster. Cloyster's only attack move is Dive, so I can easily negate it using Abra's Protect. Whenever Cloyster is not using Dive, I use Calm Mind to increase my special attack. After 4 Calm Minds, I then KO'd Cloyster using Psychic. With my ×4 special attack, I was able to one-shot the incoming Lapras using Psychic, and the Slowbro using Shockwave. Lorelei's ace, Jinx, comes out last. It has a stellar special defense stat, and even at +6 special attack, there's a chance that Abra won't one-shot it, so we had to improvise. I deliberately entered this battle with my Abra at low health, so that after several hail chip damage, I can bait Jinx to always use an attacking move when up against it. This prevents Jinx from using Lovely Kiss and putting my next Pokemon to sleep upon the switch-in. I switched out Omanite for Abra and Jinx hits it with an Ice Punch as expected. Omanite has the Shell Armor ability, so we don't need to account for potential critical damage. Next turn, Jinx went for the Lovely Kiss, but a held Chesto Berry instantly woke Omanite up. I was then able to counter with Rock Tomb. Jinx then went for another Lovely Kiss, and Omanite has been lulled to sleep once again. There's nothing that I can do with Omanite anymore, so I hard switch to my Magnemite. With Magnemite at full health, I am able to tank even a critical hit Ice Punch, and because of the Rock Tomb earlier, Magnemite was able to outspeed Jinx and KO it using one Thunderbolt. The next member of the Elite Four, Bruno, is known to be a pushover, and we're here to prove it. I lead with my now fully healed Abra and went on to one-hit KO every single one of Bruno's Pokemon, including his ace, Machamp. A pushover indeed. Bobo ka! Unlike Bruno, Agatha, the Ghost-type specialist, is a force to be reckoned with. For this fight, we have to be more cautious as one wrong move may lead to a catastrophic outcome. Agatha leads with her first Gengar, while I counter with my Rattata. Gengar's only damaging move is Shadow Punch, which my Rattata is immune to thanks to its normal typing. Rattata is also holding a Persim Berry, just in case Gengar uses Confuse Ray. Gengar uses Double Team instead, which really doesn't matter since it's only a matter of time until Rattata's Guts-boosted Shadow Ball connects and one-shots. Golbat's up next, and since it outspeeds us and we are in crit range, we had to hard switch to our Omanite. Omanite, whose Persim Berry snaps it out of confusion upon the switch-in, completely walls Golbat and defeats it 1v1. Agatha's third Pokemon, Haunter, doesn't have an attacking move aside from Dream Eater, which unfortunately only works on sleeping Pokemon. Easily took it down with Rattata since our poison status prevents Haunter from using Hypnosis. Arbok comes next, and our Steel-type Magnemite completely walls its entire move pool. Both Iron Tail and Bite will deal a laughable amount of damage to our Magnemite, so we're basically free to defeat it in any way we want. Agatha's second Gengar, on the other hand, is a completely different story. It knows Sludge Bomb, so the strategy we used earlier with Rattata won't work. I had to sacrifice my Rattata just so I can get a clean switch into my next Pokemon. With Rattata, aka Bidoof's valiant sacrifice, we were able to send Abra in without taking damage. We outspeed Gengar and was able to one-shot using a Twisted Spoon boosted Psychic. And with that, we're now headed to the final member of the Elite Four, the Dragon-type trainer, Lance. Lance leads with his Gyarados, while I lead with Magnemite. It might seem like an easy win since Gyarados has a 4x weakness to electric-type moves, and you're absolutely right. However, if we take it down immediately with Magnemite, we lose the ability to control the order of the Pokemon Lance sends out. We want him to send his Aerodactyl next, so the 3 Dragon types at the back will be rolled out consecutively afterwards. To accomplish this task, we first use Thunder Wave on Gyarados for speed control, then we hard switch to Omanite. Omanite walls Gyarados even more so with its Shell Armor ability. We used Ice Beam until Gyarados is in half health as we want to prevent Lance from using a full restore. Once Gyarados is in half health, we hard switch to our Koffing, who knows Thunderbolt. Koffing is holding a Citrus Berry in case things get a little dicey, but luckily for us, it didn't. At this range, Koffing's Thunderbolt is enough to KO the Gyarados. Aerodactyl comes next as planned. Omanite resists all of Aerodactyl's attacking moves, so it's an easy 1v1. Now's the juicy part. Lance sends out his first Dragonair, and we hard switch to our Porygon. Dragonair immediately uses Thunder Wave to paralyze us, but I anticipated this and had Porygon hold a Cherry Berry. We were then able to use Agility, so we now outspeed the Dragonair moving forward. Dragonair kept on using Thunder Wave on the subsequent turns, which we were able to mitigate using our Shed Skin ability. On our end, Porygon kept on using Conversion for the chance to become an Ice type. The move Conversion lets you change your type to any of the moves you have in your arsenal, and since Porygon is already a normal type by default, there's a 50-50 chance that we convert to either Psychic or Ice. Even if we convert to a Psychic type initially, there's still a 1 in 3 chance to roll the type you want on the next turns. Plus, since we have Recover and we outspeed the Dragonair, we can basically try to roll for our preferred outcome indefinitely. The reason we're doing this is to gain Stab. Once Porygon turns into the Ice type, it will deal more damage when using its Ice Beam, and we can one-hit KO the 2 Dragonairs as well as the Dragonite, who we outspeed by the way, thanks to our agility earlier. For our final battle, we will be up against our rival. Unlike the other Elite Four members who specialize in a certain type or theme, our rival's party is composed of well-rounded Pokemon that covers for each other's weaknesses. Our rival sends out Pidgeot as his first Pokemon, while we counter with Magnemite. Our Steel typing ensures Pidgeot won't be doing enough damage to pose a threat, and we easily take it down with one Thunderbolt. Next up is Arcanine. Our Omanite is built for this matchup since its Rock and Water typing completely walls Arcanine's moveset. Even with several bite flinches, we were able to take it down without much trouble. The AI has a chance to switch out Arcanine here and send out his Venusaur, but we have a contingency plan in case that happens. Our rival, however, decided to toughen it out and kept his Arcanine on the field until it is KO'd. Rhydon comes up next, since the AI sees Earthquake as a super effective move on Omanite. We counter this by leveraging an exploit in the system which is called Ability Storage. Since we're anticipating that the AI will be using Earthquake, it gives us a free switch-in to our Koffing, who has the ability Levitate. As most of you already know, Levitate makes the user immune to ground-type moves. Due to ability storage, the AI will always think that our Pokemon has Levitate until it confirms a new ability that prompted on the screen. For example, if we send out our Porygon who knows Trace, or if our Abra passes down a status condition with Synchronize, only then does the AI will confirm that our Pokemon has a different ability other than Levitate. This just means that as long as we're not breaking the ability storage, the AI will always think that it cannot hit us with ground-type moves. We use this to our advantage and we again send out our Omanite who now resists Rhydon's moves since it cannot use Earthquake. We were really careful planning out our moves for this fight as we do not want to waste this opportunity to set up our strategy. I tried to deal just enough damage to not KO the Rhydon and bait our rival into exhausting his full restores. I also used several Rock Tombs to make sure we outspeed it with any of our Pokemon. Once it's at low enough HP, we sent out our Koffing and used Toxic to poison the Rhydon. The goal here is to not inflict direct damage to the Rhydon on the turn that it gets knocked out. We accomplish this by either letting it die due to poison or take down recoil. Before the last turn of poison damage, we used Destiny Bond on the Rhydon, and since Rhydon was knocked out due to poison, this just means that a turn has not passed and Destiny Bond is still active on the field. Seeing that it has a super effective move against our poison type, we were able to bait our rival into sending out arguably the best Pokemon in all of Kanto, Alakazam. None of our Pokemon can outspeed it, and it can one-shot our entire team with Psychic. However, since we set this up perfectly on the prior turn, once Alakazam knocks out our Coughing, it will be taken down as well due to Destiny Bond. Venusaur comes out next. Since Venusaur only has Solar Beam as its damaging move, our Omanite who has Protect can easily counter it without getting hit. Our rival's last Pokemon is Gyarados. Its Thrash and Hydro Pump deal an insane amount of damage and it's fast enough to outspeed 3 of our 4 Pokemon. Our original plan here is to use Omanite's Rock Tomb to cut down Gyarados' speed, but unfortunately for us, we missed 2 times in a row and we ran out of Rock Tomb PP. To rectify this problem, we hard switched to our Magneton and sacrificed it so we can get a clean switch. We then sent out our Abra, who is the only Pokemon in our party that can outspeed the Gyarados. A critical hit would have finished our rival here, but Abra's Shockwave only did enough to put the Gyarados in yellow HP. Gyarados then retaliated with Thrash and took our Abra down in one hit. Since Thrash locks the user into using that move for until at least the next turn, we are safe to bring out Omanite who resists it. As expected, Gyarados hits us with Thrash and we were able to tank it easily. We then countered with an Ice Beam to take down our rival's final Pokemon. And with that, we are crowned as Kanto's Pokemon League champion, using only unevolved Pokemon and under hardcore Nuzlocke rules. If you enjoy this type of content, be sure to follow our page and be on the lookout for more challenge runs in the future. Thank you for watching!